Good morning, grade 10. In this video, I'm going to discuss ionic bonding. It's a quick review of the main concepts covered in this topic. Now, the first thing that I want to start with is ionic bonding. What is it? Okay. Now, ionic bonding, is a type of chemical bonding. Okay. In this learning outcome, we covered covalent bonding and ionic bonding. So I'm going to start with ionic bonding. What is it? Okay. Ionic bonding involves the movement of electrons from one atom to another. It happens between a metal atom and a non-metal. Okay, so that's the first three concepts that you need to know. Okay, actually, ionic bonding is very simple and very straightforward. Sorry, and what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use a few examples to illustrate what happens between atoms during ionic bonding. Okay, for example. Here, okay, we have a reaction between sodium and chlorine. Na and CO. Okay, now sodium is a metal. Chlorine is a non-metal. Sodium is in group 1. Chlorine is in group 7. This one has, because it's in group 1, it has one valence electrons, which means it only has one electron in its slot in the last shell. If you remember the information from the atoms and ions lesson, we know that atoms form ions because they want to make their outer shell full, or as I call it, happy. Chlorine, on the other hand, has 7 in its outer shell, so it needs one more electron. So this one doesn't need this electron anymore. However, chlorine needs 1. So if I draw it, so let's assume this is Na. I'm just going to stick to drawing the last shell to make this easier for you ladies. So Na is in group 1, therefore it has 1 electron, okay? And chlorine has how much? 1, 2, 7. Sorry, I'm going to use... So first of all, when you draw in ionic bonding, to illustrate the movement of electrons, draw a dot and cross diagram. So one with one element or with one atom, draw a dot and the other one draw a cross, just to tell the difference between the electron that moved from one atom to another. So here we have 7 electrons. Okay, now this one wants to be full. This one wants to be full. Sodium can only donate 1, and chlorine needs 1. So what will happen? The electron from sodium will move to the chlorine. Sodium now will become positively charged because it lost an electron, and chlorine would become negatively charged because it gained an electron. So this one becomes Na plus, and this one becomes Cl minus 1. Okay, if you remember from the previous video, we call this a cation, and this is known as anion. Okay, I'll give you another example. So here we have the reaction between magnesium and fluorine, which is also in group 7. Okay, this is in group 2, and this is in group 7. Okay, which means that this one will need one more electron to be full, and this one needs to lose. So this one needs to gain 1. This one needs to lose 2. Okay, because it has 2 valence electrons. So what happens next is that if I draw magnesium here, I have 2 electrons that are which need to be lost from magnesium, and here I have fluorine I'm sorry for the quality of the drawing. It's a new app that I'm trying to learn, so hopefully in the future the quality of the videos will improve. However, so this is fluorine. Fluorine will only need 1 electron for magnesium. However, we have another one that's still waiting to be lost, okay? In this case, chemically speaking, what magnesium needs is actually two sets of fluorine. So we need to draw another fluorine we need to draw another fluorine and give the remaining electron to. So fluorine would become -1. Ladies, it doesn't become -2, it becomes -1 because here we have 2 atoms of fluorine. So each one of them will take 1 for magnesium. So here we have fluorine, which is -1, okay? And here we have magnesium, which is +2. Magnesium is in group 2. It has 2 electrons in the last shell. It needs to lose them. It needs to lose them, so it becomes +2. Here we have fluorine. However, fluorine can only take 1. Okay, so we need to draw 2 fluorine atoms to take the electrons from magnesium. Okay, so basically, let me give you an example. I have 2 dirhams, okay, and only one friend of mine is willing to take 1. So I have 1 dirham remaining. So therefore, to get rid of that 1 dirham, I need to give it to another friend. So the 2 dirhams were divided between 2 girls. It's the same concept. I hope this really helps, and I'll meet you in the next video. Always remember, before I leave, ionic bonding happens between metals and non-metals, okay? It involves the movement, okay? Remember, the electrons have to leave one atom and go to another one, okay? The atoms become ions, okay? Either positive or negative, okay? Now, another thing that I want you to remember to help you with the exam, always remember, groups 1, 2, groups 1, no, sorry, group 1, groups 1, 2, and 3, okay, always lose their electrons. Groups 5, 6, and 7, gain electrons. As you know, groups 1, 2, and 3 are metals, so the metals always lose their electrons. Groups 6, 7, and groups 5, 6, and 7 are non-metals.